Thunder cracks above a cradle. Everyone in the tiny farmhouse thinks the newborn boy just gurgled. But what they really heard was the low growl of a dethroned warlord testing vocal cords no thicker than bubble gum. His name had been Grey, Scourge of Empires, ruler of a continent that only spoke one language: surrender. He earned every crown through blade and strategy, yet when dusk fell on his empire, the king ate alone. No friends. He executed those. No heirs. He trusted none. At the banquet for his 30th victory, he stared at a hollow throne room and tasted ash and the finest wine. Pity, he thought, that power cannot sit beside you and laugh. Months later, assassins failed, rebellions failed, but the universe worked in subtler ways. Grey's flagship sank in perfect weather, pulled into a whirlpool that looked suspiciously like an eye. While drowning, he heard neither angels nor devils, just a calm whisper: "Seek the light in your next life and be whole." He clawed uselessly at the water, lungs exploding, and woke to warm blankets, a woman's humming, and the name Arthur. Arthur's first crisis is credibility. Nobody trusts a baby who makes eye contact like a tax auditor, so he coos, drools on cue, and secretly catalogs muscle groups. By month 6, he can wriggle across the floor. By month 9, he has mapped the house. By month 12, he raids the pantry nightly to test how sugar affects infant mana circulation. It spikes, crashes, then creates diaper disasters of mythic proportion. Rural Dickathan is charmingly low-tech. The Leywins plow with simple iron, heat bathwater over wood fires, and hang laundry beneath floating mana lamps that double as firefly catchers for children. Arthur marks every difference from Earth: crystal-rimmed valleys that hum at dawn, courier hawks that trace faint glyphs across the sky, signs of a civilization that relies on magic because physics feels optional. He learns letters from picture books, numbers from mom's ripe apple inventory, and mana theory from a dusty tome that smells like mildew and secrets. Only 1 in 100 folks condense mana cores. Most manage it around age 13, when body, mind, and hormone chaos finally align. Arthur turns 3, decides 13 is unlucky, sits cross-legged on the parlor rug, and compresses mana the way he once compressed chi. He succeeds, accidentally detonating half the roof. Splinters hang mid-air like confetti. Reynolds sprints through smoke. Alice chants healing incantations, and Arthur, tiny legs kicking, floats in a golden bubble, giggling like fireworks are fun. Mom grounds him. How exactly do you ground a levitating toddler? Dad beams pride and worry in equal measure. His son just leapfrogged a decade of studying. Neighbors call the phenomenon an errant lightning strike. Arthur knows better. It is the sound of a prodigy starting the race 10 meters from the finish line. One spring morning, Reynolds's adventurer friends visit. Adam the spear ace, Helen the hawk-eyed archer, Angela of the iron jugs, strongest punch in 3 counties, and Durr, whose average looks conceal above-average explosions. They convince the Leywins that a supply run to the frontier village will be safe. Routine milk run, promise. Routine ends halfway through lunch when dire wolves catch roast aroma. Arthur watches professionals work. Adam pins a wolf to a tree before its snarl finishes. Helen's arrows thread artery shots. Angela channels wind to flip a beast like a ragdoll. Reynold, fist glowing copper, bulldozes the remainder with a single haymaker that cracks timber. Night falls. Wolves roast on a spit. Stories fly. No one notices silhouettes in the tree line. Bandits whose business model is kidnap, enslave, profit. Morning chaos arrows whistle. Tents collapse. Soldiers in patchwork armor swarm. Arthur counters 2 with improvised mana blades, but a rogue wind mage flings him and an attacker over a cliff. Broken ribs steal his scream. Darkness snuffs consciousness. The scent of rain-washed stone wakes him. Torches flicker along a cavern wall laced with quartz veins that pulse faint teal. A woman sits cross-legged, silver hair spilling like moonlight. Her voice is musical yet ancient. She calls herself Sylvia. In 3 days, she teaches him that mana isn't just within, it's ambient, unbreathable. On the fourth night, she confesses the truth. The woman's body is merely camouflage. Sylvia is an ancient white dragon. Her parting gifts are a dragon brand burning golden spirals around his arms, a crystal egg that pulses faintly, and a portal ripped through the fabric of space. Strength is a weapon, purpose is the hand that guides it, she warns before shoving him through. Arthur drops into Eleanor's Emerald Forest, rescues kidnapped elf princess Tessia, and is almost executed for the courtesy until her grandfather, ex-king Virion, intervenes. Virion senses draconic power coiled inside the boy and offers brutal mentorship. Arthur accepts. Curiosity outweighs racism. 3 years of sweat follow, obstacle course sprinting, lake surface meditation, duels against Virion's Shadow Panther Beast Will. Pain in Arthur's ribs flares daily, the brand demanding growth. The crystal egg finally cracks. A hatchling dragon bites Arthur's thumb, inks a telepathic bond, and calls him Papa. He names her Sylvie. Virion panics, then labels Sylvie a rare mana beast for public safety and doubles the training. Diplomats soon open a portal for a Tri-Kingdom Youth Summit. Farewells sting, Tessia's shaky smile, Virion's reluctant pride. But Arthur steps through to the floating city of Xyrus. He sprints to his family's door. Mom drops her ladle, Dad forgets to breathe. Toddler sister Eleanor pokes Sylvie and giggles. A backyard spar follows. Dad's copper flames collide with Arthur's golden lightning, water whips and razor wind. Windows rattle 3 streets over. Dad laughs, bruised and proud. Mom just hugs harder. Sponsorship to Xyrus Academy appears courtesy of merchant Vincent Helstia, but his daughter Lilia has an awakened magic and elite students mock her. Arthur teaches her breathing, pulse mapping, and emotional visualization. By week's end, she kindles a violet spark, her first mana core. Tears and family pride flood the kitchen. 9 days remain before Arthur joins the summit caravan. He practices rooftop sprints, notes Vritra war omens, and journals the promise that powers every choice. Protect the people who taught me to smile. Lightning hums beneath his skin. Sylvie curls around his neck like a living scarf. The journey ahead is riddled with monsters, politics, and memories of a dragon's gentle admonition. Strength is a weapon. Purpose is the hand that guides it. Choose your hand wisely on the battlefield and in every quiet moment between.